What are you looking at? You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking finger and say that's the bad guy. So, what does that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide. How to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth. Even when I lie. So say goodnight to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this, let me tell you. Come on, make way for the bad guy. There's a bad guy coming through. Better get out of his way.
Okay, anyway, it's Thursday. I was thinking it was Friday, but it's not. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, but it's also the 4th of July. And I'm not going to be on here doing this shit. So, I'm back. It's been a couple weeks. Diver is at a baseball game because he's a little biznitch. Yeah, we didn't go last week. So, and I got a nap earlier today, and I'm fucking sleepy as shit again. So, I don't know how the fuck well that did. I thought it did pretty well earlier. Maybe I waited too long to start this shit. But, yeah, so like last Friday, I was like, hey, what are you thinking? And I was tired. He's like, I'm thinking I don't want to go tonight. I was like, yeah, me neither. How about tomorrow? It was supposed to like storm and shit. How about tomorrow we go and, you know, unless it doesn't storm and he's out on a boat. He's like, yeah, okay. And every fucking time it's supposed to rain and storm here, like, I watch it on the radar because I'm a weather retard. So I literally watch the shit on the radar, like, big, huge line, and as it closes in on us, it kind of splits apart. And it goes around us like we're in the fucking dome. From under the dome. Which I won't talk about, not because Dyer's not here, but because I haven't had a chance to watch that. I haven't had a chance to watch 24 yet either. So I'm not going to be discussing those this evening, but I think there's enough fucking fight shit going on anyway that I don't think it's going to matter fully. Because I got a couple weeks of shit to catch up on, and of course we started off with Tommy Toehold's rendition of Chael Sonnen as Scarface. If you didn't know what that was from, that is from Scarface. Fucking classic shit right there. I thought that was a pretty good video. So we'll talk about Chael. Yeah, there's been a lot going on. So let's start with let's go back to last Saturday. Okay. Last Saturday, I'm gonna put the prelims on in the background because I still haven't watched the prelims from the Swanson Stevens shit, or all of them. I watched a couple of them. I think I watched the first two. We'll get to that in it. We'll get to that too. So, yeah, this is a Johnny Bedford fight coming up. I think that was the third fight. So, let's start with last Saturday. And I think I had like other shit to talk about. I don't remember what it is, and I didn't do a very good job writing shit down, which I need to get. I need to get back on track with that. So we have Fight Night 43, and that was that Tahuna and Marquardt shit. Now, I'm not going to fucking... That shit was on... I think it started at like 2 in the morning. It's not going to happen. I woke up on Saturday, literally... Yeah, I was still in bed, and I rolled over and I checked out Twitter just to see if the Marquardt fight was over, and it was just starting. So I turned on the Marquardt fight. Holy shit, he looked good. I mean, he looked very good. It was a nice armbar. He looked good. So I got nothing bad to say. He's back at his quote unquote ideal weight class. You know, he's back at middleweight. I don't know why they say it's his ideal weight class. I mean, he was, you know, sure you could say it's just Strikeforce, but he was a Strikeforce champion at welterweight. Lost to Safadine. I think it was Safadine. I'm pretty sure it was Safadine. I think that was that one with the fucking, he got his legs beat to shit, or that one leg, I think it was his left leg just knocked to shit. It was all swollen and everything. It was pretty bad. So anyway, but Marquardt looked really good. And Tahuna, I think is probably done in the UFC. I would imagine we're going to see a release. I think this is his third loss in a row. You know, of course, he has great, you know, walkouts and stuff. He always does. But, you know, he's just not getting it done. And Marquardt was pretty... Oh, shit. What the hell? Hold on. I'm sorry. Marquardt looked really good. What kind of stoppage was that shit? Hold on. Go back. Go back. So this is the Johnny Bedford. You know, this is the one that everyone was talking shit about. This is that one. He's doing good. Nice body shot. Ooh, good knee. Oh, he got clipped and oh, he folded over and went flat back. Ooh. I don't know. That looked like an early stoppage. I want to see that from another angle. Oh, he's mad. You can't yell at the ref, dude. Come on, get your shit together. Get your shit together. I want to see that from another angle. All right. Anyway, let's go back to the Marquardt fight card, because they were. I don't remember all the fights. I remember thinking they were all pretty good. I've never seen this Vic Grujic guy fight. He looked good. Hold on. Here's another replay. Oh, he was fucking folded over. I see. I got it muted, so I got subtitles. His eyes were closed. It looks like he was out and woke back up. Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. It might have been a flash knockout. It looked like the ref kind of tried to not stop the fight after he started to, which just doesn't work that way. Yeah, you can't touch the ref either. Johnny Bedford had his arm all on the ref's head and kind of shoved him with his arm a little bit. That's not good. I'm surprised Dana White hasn't. Oh, he's still yelling. Dude, get your shit together, man. All right. Anyway, yeah, Vic Grujic looked good. Neil Magny, from Tough. I think that was the live season. He chalked up a win in the first round. Who else fought? Let's see here. I don't remember. Oh, the Dan Hooker, the elbows. I do remember that. Those are some good fucking elbows on the ground. Jean Vellante beat Sean O'Connell in a split decision, if I remember. I think that was a pretty good fight. I think that won fight of the night. Hold on, did that win fight of the night? Yeah, that was your fight of the night. That was a good fight. Don't remember Whitaker, Charles Oliveira, Hatsuhioki. Oh, that was that one. Hatsuhioki was. I thought that was a tech sub, but it looks like it wasn't. It was just a straight submission. And then Jared Rochholt, wasn't a super exciting fight against Soa Palele, but I guess what are you going to do? You got to win. Maybe he was nervous. But it was an okay fight card. Or not an okay fight card. The card itself was bad, but the fights were pretty okay. They weren't great, but they were okay. They really need to step up their fight pass shit though. It's just not on par with what they need. I think this whole digital thing is new. Maybe UFC and WWE need to think about some type of commercials, product placement to help alleviate the cost and get some better, because I know WWE's in some shit with the pay-per-view stuff that's going on. I think the WrestleMania bonus checks just went out and everything's really low because they didn't make as much money for WrestleMania, because as good of an idea as I think the WWE network is, I guess there's still some dickhead fans that steal stuff. I mean, shit, it's $10 a month, man. It's just pay the $10. And you would think that Raw has millions and millions of viewers every week, that at least half of them would pay for that, if not more. But again, what do I know? I don't fucking look at the numbers. I'm just a douchebag. But they do need to step up their game, and sometimes what they got the Bisping and Kung Lee. That's actually a fun fight. Nelson and Mark Hunt is going to be on Fight Pass. I would imagine Arlovsky and Bigfoot, they just announced, is going to headline a Brazil card. I wouldn't be shocked to see that as a Fight Pass card. And they're trying to pull it off with like one big name. That guy's still yelling after the commercials and they're announcing the winner. He's still yelling. He needs to stop yelling. He looks like a little kid having a temper tantrum. Just stop. It's over. It's done. And I'm seriously surprised he hasn't gotten bitched at by UFC and Dana White. But anyway, I think anyway, now he's not going to leave the cage. I think that they need to pick up. They need to do something. I don't mind seeing a commercial or two. I'd rather see product placement. I'm okay with product placement, but they need to do something to pick it up. Because I still think, I say that, but apparently it didn't really work very well with WWE. It seems just completely logical to put their shit on their pay-per-view shit on the Fight Pass. Same with the network. But maybe they could do a separate tier. They could have the general Fight Pass, and they could have another one for $20, $25. And I think a fight fan will pay probably $20 a month if it has all the pay-per-views and the Fight Pass fights. And they got Invicta coming up. There's a lot of places it can go, but they definitely need to tweak it. So, all right. Anyway, I didn't plan on going into that one. So later that night, so my Saturday. So then I was going to do a show Saturday, and since we didn't do it Friday, I just couldn't fucking get going. It wasn't happening. I didn't do it. Obviously, I didn't do it. I never got going. So I ran an errand Saturday night, and picked up some food and came back. I got back just in time for, I think when I got back, it was like the prelims were over. They ended early, and my neighbors were having a get-together, so I went out and hung out with the neighbors for a little bit. And I was trying to make it not seem like I'm Dexter, but I probably made it worse. And then came in and watched the main card. So the main card so we had Swanson and Jeremy Stevens. I did watch that first fight on Fight Pass, the Alexei Olenek guy. I'd never fucking heard of him, and Alexander Hamilton. That was a nice little submission. So I did catch that on my phone when I was out. Then we had Ray Borg and Shane Howell, which I saw earlier, and Ray Borg synced in that rear naked choke. Looked like he had it the first time. That was pretty deep. I'm not sure how the guy got out of it the first time. But somehow he got out of it. But he sunk it in again, and that was that. Then we had a middleweight with Marcelo Gameres and Andy Enns. Gameres kind of, I didn't think, Andy Enns, it was a split decision win for Marcelo Gameres. I could kind of see a split decision, but someone gave Andy Enns a 30-27. I don't know what that guy was watching. That was just like, wow, what the fuck? So there's that. But yeah, Marcelo Gameres won. He was tagging Enns pretty good. There were some good fucking shots in there. You could hear that shit just landing pretty clean too. Then we had the Cody Gibson and Johnny Bedford fight, which I literally just watched. I'm actually fast forwarding to the next fight because it apparently ends in the first round too. 38 seconds into the first round, same as Johnny Bedford and Cody Gibson. But anyway, I'm fast forward to that one. Alright, let's see here. Play. Okay, so here's Ferreira and Colton Smith. So Ferreira beat Colton Smith by a rear naked choke. So I guess that'll be on here shortly. I'm just going to say a lot too, ladies and gentlemen. I should play the game. And every time, here you go. Every time you hear me say you have to take a shot. Because that won't fuck you up pretty good. Come on, get to the fight. I don't need to see the tail of the tape. I'm not interested. I would imagine this is Colton Smith's probably last fight, I'm guessing, because I think he's coming off of it. He hasn't exactly been a success story of the Ultimate Fighter. Nice enough guy. I think he lost to Chiesa his last fight. I think he's like 3-1 in the UFC. Maybe it's 2-1. Let's see. He is. Nope, he's 3-1. Lost to Whitaker, then Chiesa, and then Ferreira. So I'm guessing he's in Texas and shit. So he'll probably wind up in what's down there? Legacy or Resurrection, I think, are both down that way. I would imagine we'll see him down there, and he'll probably do okay, and maybe he'll get another run at the UFC. I don't mind the guy, but I also have to keep in mind I'm pretty sure he's the guy on Tough that on that fight into the house, like he raised his hand up with the guy. Oh damn, he just flipped right over. He raised his hand up with the guy, like, oh, and that's it. Holy shit, that was fast. He raised his hand up like he was going to touch hands, and the guy raised his hand up to touch hands, and he like shot in, and I think it was a single double leg takedown. I think that's him. And I think that's what happened too, but what the fuck do I know? So then we go to the main card, okay? And I did see these, though I don't fully remember them. They were all fucking decisions. I remember that, and I remember I fucking fell out early because I've just been fucking going crazy, just go, and I'm sleepy as shit, so I've been falling asleep early and all kinds of shit. Joe Ellenberger with his first UFC fight and I think it was his sixth opponent in James Munsari. Joe Ellenberger pulled off a win. It was a split decision win. I didn't think he won that fight, but that's my opinion. I thought Munsari, what's his name? Muntazri, not Munsari. Muntazri. I thought Muntazri won, but I'm not a judge. I'm a guy sitting on the couch watching it on TV from all kinds of different angles and not just from one straight vision. But he did pull that off. Clint Hester beat Antonio Braga Natal. When he was on the show, he was talking about, it was a tough fight, and it was. Natal's a good fighter. When I watched it Saturday night, I was kind of like, ooh, I don't think Clint pulled this one off. And I wasn't sure. But he won. I just wasn't sure I agreed with it. I went back and watched it Sunday morning, and he won. I mean, that was a no problem. He definitely won. 29-28. I gave him 2 and 3. Round 1 was a little bit rough. It looked like Clint, was a little bit outclassed in jiu-jitsu, which, that can happen when you're fighting Antonio Braga Natal. The other weird thing is I seem to remember, I think some point in the second round, Natal wound up on top of Clint. And just didn't really know what to do. Like he's got his jiu-jitsu, but he's not quite sure how to use it in MMA fully. He's just not quite up to who the fuck am I thinking of? I'm looking Damian Maia. He's not quite up to Damian Maia par. Like he can get positions, but he's not quite sure how to control and throw ground and pound and things like that. Here's this fucking commercial that I swear has Lorenzo Fertitta in it, this commercial for Nas. He's the third guy in this Nas commercial in the locker room. I'm pretty sure that's him. Just for like a second he's there. But Clint Hester looked good. I mean, he did. Like I said, he was a little bit outclassed in jiu-jitsu, but he was able to recover guard most of the time, and he looked good. I got nothing bad to say. I think he had a really nice sweep in there, too. So whether or not you're getting outclassed in jiu-jitsu by a guy who's very good at jiu-jitsu, it's not a jiu-jitsu fight. It's a mixed martial arts fight. So it doesn't really matter. Ricardo Lamas and Hakron Diaz, I don't remember that fight. I couldn't tell you what the hell happened in that fight. But Ricardo Lamas did beat him, unanimous decision. Cesar Ferreira and Andrew Craig. Andrew Craig is a tough motherfucker, man. I mean, he is. Cesar Ferreira looked good. And, that's about all I can say about that. Andrew Craig, I don't think he's on a skid. Let me see. Is he on a skid? Oh, he is on a skid. Oh, he lost to Barnett. That's right. All right, so how long has he been in the UFC? He's been around for a bit. He might get one more fight, one more chance to pull off a win. Kelvin Gastelum and Nicholas Musoki. So the big news on Gastelum too is, he missed weight last week. It's the first time he's fully missed weight, but he had come up heavy on another fight, a couple pounds over, and he got the weight off on his second attempt and everything was fine. This time he didn't get the weight off on the second attempt, and I guess he said fuck it. Now, apparently he wasn't using Dolce for this one, and Kelvin's manager and Kelvin were saying it was just too expensive. Dolce was like, look, you got to pay me. I'm not going to fly out and have meetings with you at no charge. So hopefully, because Gastelum looked good, and he did a really nice job. Hopefully, Gastelum gets his shit together and will invest, whether it's Dolce or not, and hopefully he'll invest in something. I'm sure. I'm sure this is going to be an eye-opener for him. He looked like, he wasn't out of shape, even though he came in a couple pounds heavy. But he definitely had some fat that he could lose. He wasn't, you look at someone like GSP at 170, and I feel like with the right training, Gastelum could achieve that type of status, just that type of physique, very lean, not a lot of fat. He could do that. And he's young enough so he could do that without a problem, I think. He just needs guidance. So hopefully he'll get his shit together and pull it off. He came in 172.75. So he was a little bit heavy. Then we got Cub Swanson and Jeremy Stephens. That was a pretty fun fight to watch. Cub Swanson did win. I think I gave Jeremy Stephens almost 2 rounds, but I think it was 1. What was it? It was like I don't even remember what round it was. It was a blur. I remember he stopped punching, and apparently he broke his hand at some point and stopped punching. But he's a fucking trooper. He kept on going like a motherfucker, and made it happen. So that's the fights. I watched that shit on Sunday morning. I don't even think I made it through the Gastelum fight, actually. I think I was falling out during the Gastelum fight, and just said fuck it and went to sleep, because fucking DVRing it, and I was tired. So that's that shit. Trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to say. No. So, Sunday, because I like to go in order, because even though I haven't yet, I will be soon, and it's easier for me to keep up with things if I just go in some kind of order instead of all over the place. So Sunday, what the fuck did I do Sunday? My family came back from a cruise. Nephews and niece and everybody came back from a cruise. I was hanging out with them on Sunday, and I think I had thought about doing a show Sunday, and I just hung out over there longer, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. it just wasn't happening last week, man. I was just tired. So that, of course, led up to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Now let me pull this shit up, because what the fuck happened at Money in the Bank? Because now that, since Diver isn't here tonight, I can actually talk about this shit and get away with it. I'm trying to get a friend of mine, like seriously an old friend of mine. I searched Money in this bank instead of Money in the Bank. Very good job. Who's just getting into WWE, and she's like fucking addicted now. She's like dressing her fucking baby up like John Cena and all kinds of stuff. Trying to get her on. Diver knows her. Trying to get her on for a little bit, because it'd be, we've known each other for fucking, I don't know, over 20 years now, and it'd just be fun. So, Money in the Bank, Usos beat the Wyatt family, and that, she'd never seen a pay-per-view. I've never seen a ladder match, so it was to an extent a first for both of us. They do such a nice job on these pay-per-views, the lighting and everything, just the energy, and they do a really nice job. So the Usos beat the Wyatt family. That's a fun fight. Paige and Naomi fought, and Paige, beat Naomi. Of course, Naomi and Cameron, what are they fucking called? The Funkadelics or something like that. I guess they're gonna split up. They're fighting on Monday too, Monday Night Raw. Adam Rose, who I like. Okay, I'm digging Adam Rose. I don't know why. I just think he's fun. Adam Rose beat Damian Sandow. I like Damian Sandow. A lot of people don't like him. I'm digging him. Now, Goldust and Stardust beat Ryback, which isn't a shock. I like Goldust and Stardust. I'm digging them. I definitely like Stardust. I like Cody Rhodes. He does some fun shit, and I think he's playing his character pretty well. So I don't know if other people do. I don't know if the WWE Universe does. But I like it. I think it's fun. Rusev beat Big E. That's not a fucking surprise. Layla beat Summer Rae. That was the one with Fandango as the referee. I don't care about that one. Now, I skipped one of the ladder matches just because. So, I've never seen a ladder match before. And before last week's Money in the Bank, I was doing some computer work, and I put on the network, and I was listening. Oh, here's that. Oh, they showed this on the thing? Okay, here's that first fight. I only saw this on my phone. I haven't seen this on TV yet. I was listening to it, and just listening to the crowd reactions and all the crazy shit that happened in the ladder match for Money in the Bank last year, and I was getting pretty excited. So, that first Money in the Bank that Seth Rollins won, which pissed me off, it should have been Dean Ambrose, but I get what they're doing. But, you know, I was pulling for Dean Ambrose. That was a pretty fucking impressive thing. I've never seen it, and that was nuts, the shit that they were doing. When they had that, 12, 14-foot ladder, 16-foot ladder, however fucking tall it was out, and then they started pulling other ladders out, like someone backflipped Seth Rollins onto a ladder that was between another ladder and the ropes, and all the shit fell apart. I was like, oh, damn, that hurts. Fuck, that was tough to watch. And then they fucking someone got powerbombed. Was it Rob Van Dam got powerbombed off the top of the ladder by Jack Swagger? I was like, fucking, that was a tall one. And then fucking Dean Ambrose fucking suplexed Seth Rollins off of the ladder. I thought that broke Seth Rollins. That was a rough fucking landing. That was just, it was crazy to watch. I've never fucking seen anything like it before. Then they had the other one with John Cena winning the title and Cesaro and Sheamus, and that was more of a brawl. There wasn't as much. It was kind of neat having both of the ladder matches because one of them was a little bit more risky, as far as like, you know, they were trying to take, you know, like Kofi Kingston's jumping off ladders, off of ropes, and all kinds of stuff. And then they had one with the bigger guys, and that was just more brutal. I mean, that shit, you could see the ladder, like fucking the ladder fell on Randy Orton's head, and he's got 12 fucking staples in his head. That shit was kind of crazy. But it was fun. NC Diver just retweeted me, so maybe he just left the baseball game. I would imagine he got rained out because there's a fucking hurricane coming in. Although I don't think it's going to touch us too bad, but I know there's rain bands fucking coming through. But anyway, those fucking ladder matches were crazy, man. I've never seen anything like that shit before in my life. And it was just like, what the fuck? So that was pretty neat. I would like to see more. I might go back and watch some more ladder matches on the network just to kind of see what the fuck else happens. Here's that choke. Yeah, it's like a neck crank. It's like a, I mean, it was just a neck crank. So there was that, and then Monday, of course, was fucking Raw. What a fucking great episode of Raw. AJ Lee's back. You know, everything was looking pretty good. Who else was back? She won the title. What else happened? Some guy named Jericho. I don't fucking know who Jericho is, but people were going crazy that he's back, so I guess he's a big deal. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's all about. He's obviously going to have a problem with the Wyatt family. Maybe the Cena-Wyatt family feud. It looks like they're going to be putting Cena and Roman Reigns together. And I noticed, I think MMA Enthusiast had mentioned something about what the fuck is that thing Cena carrying around now, the little towel. And I noticed it was black with a little bit of green. I'm wondering if they're trying to darken him up and toughen him up a little bit, maybe, since he's going to be doing shit with Roman Reigns. But I know they're doing a four-way match. Who is it? Roman Reigns, Cena, Orton, and is it Seth Rollins? No, it's Kane. That's right, it's Kane. They're doing a four-way match for the title in a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks now, actually, at whatever the fuck their next pay-per-view is. I don't know what it's called. What else happened on Monday night? There was some good shit. Oh, here's the other one that I thought was really cool. The whole Jack Swagger Rusev thing. No one's been able to do anything with Rusev. Like, they tried to get Big E, and that went nowhere. This Jack Swagger thing, that was pretty neat, because I've never seen Jack Swagger get cheered before. That was just, like, fucking crazy. So that'll be a fun, if for no other reason, even though I think it'll be fun, because, Swagger's a big guy. He's big enough to deal with Rusev and have it not look silly. And I'm not a big Big E fan. I think Big E's kind of boring to me. It'll be interesting to kind of see the interaction with fucking Lana, who is oh so sweet, and Zeb Coulter. That'll be fun just on its own. So I think there are a couple other things that were going to happen, but I don't fucking remember what they were. Bad News Barrett, they took his title away. So that was that, and that's it for my wrestling talk, ladies and gentlemen, or person, or dog, because whoever's fucking listening has already killed himself. Oh, there's an interview with this guy. Hold on, I need to pause this. I need to listen to that interview with Johnny Bedford, because he was all pissed off, and I want to hear what he has to say. So that's it for that. So let's talk about a couple of other things that happened this week. Chael Sonnen, I think it came out Saturday night. It came out that he failed another drug test, this time for HGH and EPO. Now, I don't know much about this shit. I'm not going to pretend to know much about this shit. That's why we had Chrysler on a couple weeks ago, because he does know, and maybe I need to get him back on again. Here's the thing. HGH I don't think is good for anything. I'm pretty sure if there's HGH involved, there's bad things happening. The EPO, I did see a little bit that it does have a medicinal use. I think it was they use it for like liver treatments or cancer treatments or something. There was something else to it. It wasn't just HGH, this is bad. So maybe he has an explanation for that. I'm not sure how he's going to explain the HGH, which is, from what I understand, is a drug that at any time is illegal. You are not allowed to have that in your system anytime. He did. It's during competition and out of competition. He had it in his system. So he already retired, but the problem is this test was taken after the first test, before the results of the first test were released, which means it was before he retired. So he's got a hearing, I think on the 27th or 26th or something like that. I would imagine it's the same. It'll be another big hearing that Fight Pass will put on, because they'll sentence Vanderlei, and I think that's the same hearing Vitor is going to be on too. So he's got his hearing. I don't know what he's going to say and how he's going to explain everything. The only thing I could think of is maybe he was thinking about retiring anyway. He just hadn't announced it yet. He took the first test. Maybe he thought he was going to fail. Maybe he didn't. I really don't know that one. He said he thought they were, only illegal in competition. I don't know when quote-unquote in competition starts. But maybe when Vanderlei ran away from the test, he's like, oh, fuck it. And then UFC pulled him. They're like, oh, fuck it. I'm not going to fight then. And he started doing this. I don't know. But regardless of what the explanation is going to be, the UFC and Fox, I think this happened, is either Monday or Tuesday, I don't remember, they did release him from his contract. So I feel I'm not going to say anything bad about the UFC or Fox yet. Not that I'm happy about what happened, but I don't know where it's going. I don't know what else is going to happen. I don't know the explanations. I feel like there's a bigger picture here. I mean, and the first thing I saw about it on Twitter was, I don't remember who said it, but it was basically, Chael is, hoping that it's a temporary thing, and then so it came out from somewhere else that it was probably temporary, and then Dana White came out and said, if he plays everything the right way with the commission, I'm sure he'll be back. So I feel like the UFC is just, they're doing this as a publicity thing, and they're just trying to distance him a little bit because of the HGH. I bet if it was just this EPO stuff, it might not have been such a big deal, but the HGH is what did it. So I don't know how he's going to explain it. I don't know what he's going to do. Front Row Brian had mentioned that, he's fine. And, he talks to him. And, don't feel bad for him. He's got a lot of, and he does. He's got a lot of options. I mean, shit. Right now, he'll probably just chill, take some time off. He's got the hearing coming up. Kind of see where things go. But the WWE's wanted him for a while. I mean, imagine him. I don't know that he would wrestle, but imagine him as a manager or a commentator. But I'd rather see him in a managerial role. That'd be fucking fun as shit. Imagine if he came in and was it, because he's friends with him. Imagine if he was able to bring Punk back and be Punk's manager. And the shit talking that he could do, the shit talking between him and Heyman and Zeb and all the Ilana, imagine the shit talking that he could do. It would be so much fucking fun. And then shit, if Brock came back and he was a manager and they did a Punk Brock thing, didn't they do that? I think they did it somewhere, I thought. I think it was right around the time I was just getting into wrestling again, so I don't remember to the extent of it, but I feel like they did that route, or maybe they were building up to it when Punk left. I don't remember. Or maybe that was the Royal Rumble. That might have been the Royal Rumble main event. You know what? That sounds kind of familiar. But anyway, that would be fucking great. It'd be a great fucking team. It would just be fun. So there's always that possibility. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. Brian Stan came out and said he was glad the UFC fired him. I don't think that was cool. I think that pissed Chael off. I know Jamie Huey tweeted about it, about the fact you find out who your friends are when you're down. It wasn't really cool. I actually tweeted Brian Stan. I got a couple retweets out of it. He cut his eye or something like that playing tennis. Or he said playing tennis with his wife or some shit. And I said, oh, how'd you cut your eye? Did you use the same knife that you stabbed Chael in the back with? Of course, no. I probably got blocked. Because that's what fighters do, I guess. So, yeah, it was pretty sad that Chael got fired, but that's what happened. One more thing about the WWE. They did fire Emma for shoplifting an iPad case. And then they rehired her like hours later. That was really stupid. Here's the thing. She either fucked up and accidentally stole it, which, I've caught myself like, oh shit, I forgot to do this one, and you boom. Hell, the register people are, that just happened the other day. I had shit in my cart, and I wasn't doing a self-checkout, and I paid for everything. She's like, oh, I missed this one, and she had to run everything through again. You fucking missed stuff. But let's say she didn't. Let's say she legitimately stole an iPad case. Okay, I'm sure Emma doesn't make like millions and millions of dollars, but I would bet because of her position with the WWE that not only she makes a pretty decent living, she probably is able to get things like that anyway. So let's say she stole it. Clearly she's got a problem. Shouldn't she kind of make sure she's okay and get her some help if she does have a problem before you go fire her? But what the fuck do I know? I don't know anything. So now let's get to this weekend, motherfuckers. This weekend is another doubleheader. I can fucking promise you that I'm only watching one live. Here's the deal. We'll talk about this one first. Well, first of all, let's talk about this. I believe tomorrow is supposed to be a big, huge amateur MMA fight between Yao the Truth and Westlin Eagle. Now, if I'm around tomorrow and I catch it, I will certainly retweet the link when it happens. Yao the Truth is a motherfucker, and yeah, that's all there is to say about him. He's a terrible, terrible, terrible person. I'm pretty sure that there are videos of him strangling babies and kicking puppies, and no cats, because no one would get upset if people were kicking cats. He's a terrible person. He and I have a bet about this fight. If he loses, he changes his name for 3 days to Mad Samurai's bitch. If he happens to come off with a win, and I don't think he will, I will change my name to Yao's bitch. I'm not really worried about it. I think Westland Eagle has this one. Look, they fought in a jiu-jitsu fight not long ago. I don't know. I say not long ago. I really don't fucking know. Hold on a second. Time out. I need to get like a... Hold on. Let's put this on. That's a good idea. Hold on a second. I'm going to put something on in the background. Put a little Slip Capone in there because I fucking love this song. I'll have to Facebook him and let him know that I use this shit. Hold on. I love this track. Videos. Where's the YouTube shit? If you don't know Slip Capone, you should. He's fucking badass. He's good shit. He's an old West Coast guy. Does a lot of stuff with the Dog Pound. See, I'm an old school rap guy. And I don't like new shit. I like old stuff. And he's an old school guy. I think most of the new shit sucks. I just do. I think it's bad. Slip Capone. Haters. Oh, I need to do something. Where the fuck is it? Why the fuck is it not on YouTube anymore? Where's Slip Capone's fucking, here it is, YouTube page. Slip Capone. Videos. This is pissing me off. It wasn't supposed to be this difficult. Did he take haters off? Oh no. That's not cool. Laughing at these haters. Oh, I'm pissed off. Aww. Slip. Laughing at these haters when I'm counting that money, and my mama never told me she ain't raised no dummy. Oops, always told me she ain't raised no dummy. That's not what it's supposed to be. All right, well fuck it, cause I wanna do something for a second, and it's gonna be weird if I do it without something playing in the background. I think we'll do this one. Okay, this will be my filler music. Although there's gonna be a fucking ad. Let's see. I muted it. I'm probably not supposed to do that. I'm probably not supposed to do any of this, but what the hell, what am I going to do?
The first time I listened to Watsky, I was like, he sounds like a fucking
Alright, hold on a second.
And I don't even think
I
he
like
knows,
Watsky, so we'll probably listen to the whole track. So
to him
deal with it.
And don't tell anybody about this, but he kind of goes hard, though. I'm driving to the burbs, and before I am coming back, I'm
Watsky's good shit. If you don't know Watsky, you should. He's good. He's fun.
If my Subaru's a wiener, getting sexy with your cul-de-sac.
Alright, see, I want to sing with it, but probably no one wants to hear that shit. Half a waff and half a Jew. If you's a Saturday cartoon, I'll slack it black and blue. Alright, so let's go over the Sunday fights first. This shit's on. If they're gonna do these Sunday things, by the way, that's fine. I'm cool with Sunday fights. I'm cool with Saturday and Sunday fights. Fucking shit, don't put the shit on at 9 o'clock at night on the East Coast. I'm not gonna fucking stay up till midnight on a Sunday to watch fucking UFC. That's fucking ridiculous. Okay, I really think it is. Put the shit on during the day. I understand maybe not during football season. It's fucking summer. There's nothing on. There's nothing going on. It's 4th of July weekend. Most people probably aren't gonna be out running around all day because they've been running around all weekend. So, I don't know what they're thinking of with this fucking 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock shit on a Sunday. They did a Sunday card not long ago, and they kind of... That's a lifetime amount of money for normal people. They took the shit, but they made it early. I think it started at like, the main card started at like 5 or 6. Yeah, I wasn't thrilled about it because I don't really want to be watching fights on a Sunday night at 9 o'clock at night. But fine, I could deal with it. Don't fucking put the shit on at 9 o'clock at night. So I guess it doesn't fully matter because I didn't watch the season. So let's talk about this a little bit. Robert Drysdale and Keith Barish. Drysdale it's his first fight in the UFC, I believe. He's a excuse me. He's definitely got quite a following. As I think he should. Let's see here. Yeah, this is his first fight in the UFC. He's run through a few fights in Legacy. Never made it out of the first round. Won all of his fights by submission. There's an arm triangle, armbar, guillotine, armbar, rear naked choke. So it'll be interesting. He's also a pretty big jiu-jitsu guy. He's got a big jiu-jitsu program too. It'll be interesting to see what he does. And how he does on Sunday. This is the Fight Pass card. This will probably be the only thing I watch live from it, just so I don't have to go back to Fight Pass. That way, everything else is on my DVR, and I'll just go through it. I think I read he failed some kind of drug test. I don't know. I didn't read any story about it or anything, but I saw a couple things about it. He failed something, and apparently the UFC let him in because, failing drug tests is a big thing right now because that's the other thing with the Chael Sonnen firing. I feel like it's also a setup for Vitor. Like Lorenzo said, if you fire Chael, then I'll fire Vitor. And Dana White said, okay, I'll fire Chael. And he probably thinks it might be temporary because Lorenzo's a businessman and he knows. UFC tonight their ratings, I'm sure, plummeted on Wednesday. I didn't watch it. My dad didn't even watch it. I told him about it. He was like, "Oh, well, I don't know if I want to watch it if he's not on." It's not just. And my dad's not some hardcore Chael Sonnen fan. I think he's seen him fight only one time. And that was one of the Anderson Silva fights. He falls asleep sometimes. Like, I'm pretty sure he's a narcolept, and he falls asleep on shit. So I don't think he's seen him fight but one time, maybe twice, because he always falls asleep when he's trying to watch the fights. When I was a kid, he used to get boxing matches because he was an amateur boxer. I've grown up around this shit, and I'm not even kidding. A couple times I'd go downstairs when I was a kid, and my dad and all his friends were down there and shit. I know at least one time it happened. I know that, and I feel like it was twice. Everybody in the room, I was awake and I was coming down to watch the main event. It was probably Tyson or Holyfield, some big name, and I came downstairs to watch it. Everybody was asleep. But he just falls asleep. When my parents were married, my mom got him this earpiece so that to where when you're driving and if your head drops past a certain level, it beeps to wake you up because it means you've fallen asleep. There's something to it. So, but anyway, I feel like the Chael Sonnen thing, that's how we got the drug test stuff. There's more to it than just Chael's fired for this. There's other stuff going on. So, also on the Facebook card, Sarah Morass and Alexis Dufresne. I feel like I've heard Sarah Morass. Maybe I've seen her on Invicta. I'm not sure. But that's the only place I would probably recognize her name. I don't know who Alexis Dufresne is, but I'm going to go Sarah Morass just because I feel like I know her name. Now we go to the Fox Sports 1 card. I'm not even going to pretend that I know who these people are. A couple of the names are a little bit familiar, but we'll get to that. But I don't know who they are. I didn't watch anything from this season, so I don't know who's from this season and who's not. But there's Patrick Walsh and Daniel Spone. Never heard of either one of them, and I'll go Spone because he's got a Wikipedia page. Because that's how I choose things like that. Adriano Martins and Juan Manuel Puig Carrion. I'm going with Adriano Martins because he's got his own Wikipedia page. Juma Blake Turkson and Leandro Issa. I'm going to go Leandro Issa because his name is easier to pronounce. I don't know that I can do the other one again. Kevin Lee and Jesse Ronson. I don't know either one of those guys. I'll go Kevin Lee because he sounds like he's probably Chinese or something. Justin Scoggins. I know that name. I'm not sure why, but I know that name. Dustin Ortiz. I know that name. Why do I know Dustin Ortiz? I've heard of Justin Scoggins. Maybe he was on an Ultimate Fighter at some point. Who's this Ortiz guy? Ortiz. So this is his 4th fight with the UFC. He beat Ray Borg. Ray Borg looked really good. I think I talked about him a little bit. That was a good fight. So he beat Ray Borg in a split decision. Lost to John Moraga. All right, so he's at least fought for the UFC. I still want to know who Justin Scoggins is. I might look him up. Hold on, let me see if I can see a face. Let me see who this Justin Scoggins is. Justin Scoggins. I wish I could play just music in the background. Just all the time. Just music. Sherdog, Justin Scoggins. What do we got here? Yeah, see, Tank Scoggins. That all sounds familiar. Scroll down. There we go. Beat Campuzano. Beat Richie. Yeah, see, he's had 2 UFC fights, but I know the name. So he's either from. Well, he wasn't in a Ultimate Fighter finale. Maybe he got hurt, but I know the name. He beat Richie Vasulik and he beat Will Campuzano. That was actually Campuzano's last fight in the UFC, and I remember, yeah, that guy did look pretty good. Maybe that's why I know his name is from the Campuzano fight. I'm gonna go Scoggins because I do recognize him more than Dustin Ortiz. Excuse me. Derek Lewis and Guto Innocente. Innocente. I'm going with Innocente. Not sure that's right, but I'm going with it anyway. Guno Innocente. Guno Innocente he's been around for a bit. What's his deal? Oh, did he go back and forth from MMA to kickboxing? Yes, he did. Okay, so that's his deal. So he's a kickboxing guy. Guto Innocent. See, the last name's familiar, but I don't fucking know Guto and where the fuck Guto came from. Derek Lewis. Is this that? No, that's not him. Jack May. Is this the Black Beast guy? No, it's not. I follow the Black Beast. It's not the Black Beast guy. He was a heavyweight. I'm just wondering. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know who the fuck he is. Yeah, I don't know who he is. I'm gonna go. Actually, he's got a lot of finishes too. This will be a short fight. It looks like. This isn't gonna last long. This will be a fun fight. This might have just become the fight I'm looking forward to most on this card. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna make this a pick'em because I don't know which one it is, and now I'm really excited. So even if it's not a pick'em, I want it to be a pick'em because I want it to be close. All right, Eddie Gordon and Diego Lima for the middleweight Ultimate Fighter 19. I don't know either of these guys. I feel like Diego Lima is what's his name? Lima's like maybe brother or cousin. I don't know. That might be wrong. But I'll go him just because of the name. Maybe I know him. But I don't know these guys. So don't fucking even think that I'm giving you any fucking insight on this. Corey Anderson and Matt Van Buren. I don't know these guys. Matt Van Buren was just something. I just saw something about him on Twitter. I think someone retweeted something about him. I don't know. But anyway, people are talking about him, so I'll go with Matt Van Buren just based off of that. Frankie Edgar and BJ Penn. Look, I don't know who's clamoring to see this fight. I just don't get it. It's like this is if when movies do stuff out of order, like they'll do like, you know, 1 and then 3 and then 2 and kind of backtrack and fill in all the holes. I feel like that's this. Like regardless of if BJ Penn wins this fight or not, like this is like the second fight in the rubber match of 3. Because what do you call this? It's not really a rubber match. I don't know what you would call it. A slaughter match? Like I don't know what you call it when they're not 1-1 going into a rematch. And the only reason this is happening is because BJ Penn wants it to happen. Which, by the way, apparently Karen Bryant went batshit crazy today. I have it favorited. I'm gonna listen to this shit at work next week. But apparently, like, she was just all over the place, and you know, she was probably doing what Chael would have wound up doing. But you know, then apparently has been like banished from Las Vegas or some bullshit. But apparently she was like just asking off the wall fucking questions, and like even Daniel Cormier, who's certainly the more inexperienced broadcaster, was like filling in for. So you know, Super Callow said she was obviously drunk or high, and I believe that because it's Super Callow. So whatever she was on must have been some good shit. She was reminding me of fucking Jessie Spano from what I was reading about her. Like when Jessie Spano spiraled out of control on drugs, and she was like, "I'm so excited, and she had a breakdown. I forgot what she was on, but I remember it happening. And yeah, with what's her name, from what I heard, just making like weird like just outbursts. Like the BJ Penn thing came to mind because I think she said 2 or 3 times, and BJ had to correct her each time. She's like, "So you're doing this because Dana asked you, didn't you?" And he's like, "No, I wanted this fight." "So Dana wanted you to do this fight, and you said yes." He's like, "No, I asked for this fight." So I really think that's the only way this fight happened. I mean, here's the deal: when they first fought, I was like, "Wow, that was a fluke." It's kind of like Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman. And then when they fought the second time, I went, "Oh shit, this isn't a fluke." Here's the deal: I don't think Frankie Edgar is a better martial artist than BJ Penn. I don't think he's necessarily a greater fighter, even though BJ Penn was certainly a little bit more fired up when he was younger. But the fact of the matter is, I 1000% think that Frankie Edgar has BJ Penn's number. BJ Penn just doesn't know what to do with him. Maybe he's figured that out in the past couple of years. We're gonna find out. So that's the main event there. Quite frankly, I'm not a huge Frankie Edgar fan. I mean, he seems like a nice guy in interviews and stuff. He's not my favorite fighter to watch. But I think Frankie Edgar's gonna, go right through him. That's what I see happening. So there's that. Now tomorrow, let me close this. Tomorrow we have. Oh no, not tomorrow. Fuck, I forgot what day it is. Saturday. Tomorrow we have the 4th of July and fireworks. Saturday. It's UFC 175. Big fight weekend. Not quite as big as it was going to be after Chael and Vanderlei / Chael and Vitor / probably Vitor and Vanderlei, and everyone's got pulled from the card, but it's still a solid card. Actually, I just saw what they did. I didn't even see how they changed around things. So we'll start with the Facebook prelims. So quite a few Team Darkside members, almost 4 if Chael had fought. We kick off with 2 Darkside members in the Facebook prelims, or Fight Pass prelims, which are going to start at, I'm going to say 7. That sounds about right for 2, maybe 7:15. I don't feel like looking, so we're just going to go with that. If you're on Fight Pass, if you can watch the shit, you're going to get a fucking notification on your phone. So Kevin Casey is back. We of course know him from, Tough 17, Sonnen versus Jones. He was, of course, a member of Team Darkside, and it's always nice to see a member of Team Darkside back in the UFC. After he left, he ran through a string of guys. I think he picked up titles from somewhere, somewhere like North or Midwest or something. And now he's back. I'm gonna go King Kevin Casey because fucking Team Darkside. That's all there is to it. I mean, he's a strong motherfucker. He's very good on the ground. I mean, he's a pretty high level jiu-jitsu guy. And I got King Kevin Casey. Now we've got Luke Zacharick and Guillaume. I never really knew how to say his last name. Vasconcelos, maybe. I think that's going to be right. Look, whatever the fuck his real name is, we know him as Bamba. Okay? He is from, of course, Team Darkside, or Team Bad Guys, I think they were dubbed in Brazil. Tough Brazil 3. So, I'm going with him. He's a very good jiu-jitsu guy. He seems to have a pretty good stand-up game, but I know he's been working with Coach Hires, which means his stand-up game is only going to get better. So I got Bamba. Fuck, I'm almost out of water, which means I have to end this soon. Like, not now. Like, oh my gosh, I'm out of water. We have to stop the show. No, but I gotta get something soon. My throat's already getting dried up. That's why I'm drinking so much water now. And I haven't even had a second shot of the good stuff. Damn it. I guess I'll hold off for a quick second. So, oh, that's right. I paused it. My TV just changed. I paused it because that guy was going to get interviewed. Alright, so now we go to the Fox Sports 1 card. 8 o'clock, okay? 8 o'clock Eastern, because I'm sure we have listeners all over the world. George Roop and Rob Font. Don't know who Rob Font is, so I'm going to go George Roop, because I know who he is. That's how it works. I'm not even going to bother looking him up. Chris Camozzi and Bruno Santos. Let me see if I can remember these motherfuckers. Why didn't you do this shit before the show started? Because I was taking a fucking nap, that's why. Ooh, Chris Camozzi, that's right. He's coming off of a couple losses. And Bruno Santos, who I don't even recognize his name. I guess because it's only his second UFC fight. Look at that. So this is a loser go home fight. It always amazes me they put the loser go home fight on the Fox Sports 1 card, but they put people, especially like Kevin Casey. You would think Kevin Casey would wind up on the main card. People know who he is from The Ultimate Fighter. He has a following, but they're putting him on there. But they're going to put two guys who are in a losing out situation, and they're going to put them on the prelims or the main card. I'll go Chris Camozzi. I don't know anything about this Bruno Santos guy, so I do know Camozzi. So I'll go, Chris Camozzi. But whoever it is, they're both fighting for their job. Kenny Robertson and Ildemar Alcantara. See, I don't know how you pronounce some of this shit. Is that Yuri? Hold on. Oh, that is Yuri, isn't it? Is it Yuri? Oh, he's Yuri's brother. I didn't know Yuri had a brother. How about that? He's fought in the UFC a few times. I don't fucking recognize his shit at all. Or I thought he was Yuri when I looked at it. Wagner Prado, Leandro Silva, Igor Roja, Albert Tumenov, Kenny Robertson. Who's this Kenny Robertson guy? Yeah, I don't fucking recognize these guys. Okay, I'll go Alcantara because I like Yuri Alcantara, even though I don't think he's around anymore. I think he's about done. Now, here's the one that people are all like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's happening. Uriah Faber and Alex Caceres. I don't know why that's surprising. Fox probably said, look, you guys have a really good card. Of course, Chael was still on the card at the time. We just want one fight, because I think they moved something up. Because I don't remember this Marcus Brimage fight being on the main card, so I'm guessing they moved that up when Chael and Vanderlei and everyone came off. But look, it's good for Fox to have a big name. It's a huge fight card. I'm sure Uriah Faber's going to get. I would bet Fox is going to pay him just as much as he would get on the main card, because Fox wants a big name. They want a big lead-in. This is a big weekend for fights. Though it's been a really weird weekend for the International Fight Week. I'll talk about that in a minute too. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I like both of these guys, and this is, it's Caceres trying to move into title contention. I'm not sure this is the best route to go. I mean, this is a huge step up in competition. On paper, Uriah Faber should go right through him. Problem is, it's not paper. And this is a big fight for Uriah Faber. He is... look, he's been looking better and better ever since that first Barao loss. And he looked better in their second fight. He's getting great. He's getting so much better. He's looking great. But it's a huge setback in competition. There's really no one else for him to fight right now, and that's how I think this fight happened. This is actually, to me, I think Uriah Faber's going to win, but I won't be shocked if Alex Caceres wins. Alex Caceres needs to use his distance. He's taller, and he needs to stay dynamic and try to keep Uriah Faber guessing. So it's an interesting fight, but Uriah Faber's got the experience. I think he's got it, but I won't be shocked if Bruce Leroy pulls off the fight. What a great fucking movie that was. Marcus Brimage and Russell Doan. Now we're on the main card. Like I said, this must have been something that was bumped up after Chael. I'm guessing. And this Russell Doan, it's only his second fight in the UFC. What about Marcus Brimage? He was fighting somewhere not long ago too, wasn't he? Or am I making that up? No, he's been in the UFC for a bit. Ultimate Fighter 14. Was he on, is that why I know his name? Because I know his name. Maybe that's why. He lost to Conor McGregor. I do kind of remember that. This guy hasn't fought very much in the past few years. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe he's been hurt. Yeah, I'll go Marcus Brimage because I do know his name and I recognize him. I probably saw him on a season of Tough. Uriah Hall and Thiago Santos. I think Uriah Hall's got this. Another Team Darkside member. The thing of it is, and everyone said it, and I think we saw it on the show, he's such a nice guy, he lets that get in the way of what he's doing. And I hope that he's hooked up with a good sports psychologist. I think that after his second loss in the UFC, he really realized, oh shit, because I think he just flat out told Dana White, look, if you give me another chance, I'm not going to do that anymore. So something clicked. The thing of it is, the guy could be a champion. He's got all the skills, but he just has a little mental block. So if he can get past that block, he's going to do great. And I think he has, and I hope he has. So Uriah Hall will another knockout. Santos is going to try to take it to the ground. It's not going to work. Uriah Hall's got good takedown defense, and I see it as another knockout. Stefan Struve and Matt Mitrione. Stefan Struve hasn't fought in a while. I think it's been over a year, actually. He had that heart condition. What was it? It was an enlarged heart, I think. And he had to go through treatment for that. And let's see, when's the last time he fought? It was a loss against Mark Hunt, March 3rd last year. So, they're physically, when you come back from being on that long, of course you're there, and you go through it in training. So we have to assume that you're going through hard training, and you can handle it physically. the problem is the mental game again, and we get into it's the ring rust, the nerves that come back because you haven't fought in a while, the nerves that are there because you want to win because you haven't fought in a while, and all these things. You want to make the fans happy and blah. All these things come into it. This is when we're going to see, I think, how much of a fighter Stefan Struve is. Now, Matt Mitrione's gotten a lot better, and he has. But just because you've gotten a lot better doesn't mean he's a great fighter. I'm not saying that Matt Mitrione is a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He's a solid fighter. He won't be champion anytime. He probably won't even be in top contention. But he's a good fighter. But is Stefan Struve able to fight through all the other things that go along with a comeback like this? So it's a big fight for Stefan Struve. I'm gonna give it to him for this one. I think he will pull things off well, or pull this return off well, and I think he's gonna probably knock Mitrione down and wind up submitting him on the ground. And hell, it wouldn't surprise me if Stefan Struve, whoever wins this, I could see getting an of the night bonus, because I see it ending not by decision. So then we go to Ronda Rousey and Alexis Davis. Here's the thing. Yes, this is the first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Ronda Rousey has faced. There's I don't think it matters. When you have the skills that Ronda Rousey has, she's grown up doing this. This isn't some chick who started judo when she was 10 because she thought it looked fun. This is a chick who grew up with a judo champion who's been doing this her whole life. That's really hard to compete with, and her whole life at a high level. This isn't this isn't me where I've been doing martial arts since I was 6, but I haven't been training with. Although my instructor was a judo champion back in the 70s, I didn't train judo that much. My main thing was taekwondo, which is the school that he opened. Judo was just something else that I picked up there. But I wasn't dealing with a world class athlete. Even if my instructor was, I didn't grow up with him. I didn't live with him. I mean, this is training every day. She's been doing this for so long. I don't know that anyone can beat her right now. Everyone talks about Cyborg, but the fact of the matter is, Cyborg might get a shot in. Ronda Rousey's stand-up has gotten a lot better. Her striking looks really good. But let's take it from Cyborg's angle. Ronda Rousey will clinch with her before she can get knocked out. And if she clinches with her, that's all she needs. I mean, she's going to feel your weight, and she's going to use it to her advantage. I just don't see it as being an issue. Now, the interesting thing will be after Ronda Rousey gets that takedown, what happens then? How high level of black belt is Alexis Davis? Because she could pull off some things on the ground that maybe Ronda's not seen before. But that's where it gets interesting. Ronda Rousey will be the one to take Alexis Davis down, and it'll come down to what Alexis Davis can do defensively to stop Ronda. I'm going to go with Ronda on this one. Then we've got the main event. Chris Weidman and Lyoto Machida. I see this as a big problem for Chris Weidman, and have since the whole thing started. There's 2 people in that division that can give Chris Weidman an issue. Right now, anyway. The main one is this guy. The other one is Vitor Belfort. And Vitor Belfort, doesn't matter who you are, he's going to give you a problem. There's no one that's going to just steamroll through Vitor Belfort. Vitor Belfort was a winnable fight for Chris Weidman. It's a tough fight because Vitor Belfort is a tough fight. Lyoto Machida is another guy who's a tough fight for anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. He's hard to figure out. It's very difficult to see where he's going. Chris needs to take him down and get him on the ground, and I don't know that Machida's going to be able to do much with him once he gets on the ground. You know, anything's possible, but Machida's not known for his jiu-jitsu. It's there, but I don't know that he's going to be able to use it favorably against Weidman. Machida needs to keep this standing. And Machida has the ability, because he's so dynamic on his defensive striking, to keep Weidman at bay. And if he does, this is going to come down to it'll be a knockout finish for Machida. It won't be a submission, or it'll be a ground and pound knockout finish for Weidman. It's going to come down to where the fight is fought. If Weidman's able to secure a takedown, he'll keep him on the ground there. I don't know that Machida can get back up. If he can avoid the takedown, Machida will get more shots in, and they'll be more significant, and he has a much higher shot of getting that knockout. So this is the one that's going to really test Chris Weidman, and a lot of people might not like it. I think Machida has this. And I know I'm not supposed to, especially with the whole USA versus Brazil thing they're doing. I'm kind of pulling for Machida, and I just am. I like Machida. He's a good guy. I like the way he fights. All the martial arts shit that I did, I'm a defensive fighter. So seeing another defensive fighter is always cool. I think it'll be cool. We haven't had a dual division champion in a while. It'll be nice to have someone who is a 205-pound champion become the 185-pound champion. So there's a lot of cool things that go on there, and I like Lyoto Machida, and I think if he pulls this off, that's gonna cinch up his legacy. It'll negate what a lot, and I hated the way John Jones did this, but it'll negate the John Jones just dumping him on the floor unconscious. If he pulls off a win here, that's what he's going to be known for. He's going to be known for former 205 champion and former 185 champion. So I hope he wins. Really, I don't want. It'll also prevent Weidman from being dominant. I don't really know that I want a dominant champ in that division right now. We just had one. Let's see some other matches. There's other fun shit that can happen. So I just I don't know that I want to see that anyway. But it'll be a good fight. But I got Machida. I think Machida's going to win by probably knockout. I think he's going to catch him. Weidman's going to come in. Machida's going to be a tough one to come in for, to shoot in for. So we'll see what happens. But I expect it to be really fun and really good. Machida's a lot faster at 185. So there's a lot of possibilities here. But I got Machida. So, alright, my fucking throat is dry as a motherfucker. So, I'm fucking gonna fucking sign off and go get a big fucking cup of water. I will be back next week. Maybe Mr. Bitch-Ass Diver, who probably won't even listen to this shit because he never listens to anything. Maybe his bitch ass will be back next week. I don't know. We'll see. Little hoe. Enjoy the fights. Have a fun fucking 4th of July. And oh yeah, I want to end every show with this. Hold on. This was Karen Bryant talking on the mic, introducing the Tough 20 cast. This is how she closed it off with a photo op. I think it was a photo op. Open up, fucker. She was just saying all kinds of weird shit.
Holla shala.
Holla shala. The fuck does that mean, holla shala? That's like some goony goo goo shit. But yeah, I'll be back next week, and we'll fucking see you later. See ya.